Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. There's a moment hanging in the air in Port Charles. One of those moments where loyalties shift, truths teeter on a razor's edge, and a man who wears two hats, detective and brother, begins to question everything he's believed. That man is Dante Falconeri. And the brother in question is none other than Michael Corinthos. A thin alibi. A thickening investigation. A family bond under strain. Dante stands at a crossroads. The badge he wears demands objectivity. The blood he shares demands loyalty. He has spent years as a detective, believing in justice, in right angles and black and white decisions. But now the lines blur. Michael, once the dutiful son, the heir of family dysfunction, the flawed but earnest man trying to find his path, is under suspicion. His alibi? Weak. His history? Complicated. Dante knows the pieces don't add up, and the question becomes, can he defend Michael when his instincts say something is wrong? Let's walk through how this unraveling happens, what it means for Dante, for Michael, and for the very notion of trust within the Corinthos Falconeri clan. Because there's more at stake than a shooting or a planted gun. There's identity. There's reputation. And there's the heart-wrenching possibility that the person you love might be the one you're supposed to investigate. It begins with the crime. The shooting of Drew Cody has sparked a wildfire of questions. Michael's alibi revolves around an escort, a convenience, whispers that suggest a setup. Meanwhile, Willow Tate is pointing fingers, her own alibi crumbling. Dante watches from both sides, the crime scene and the family table, and he knows one thing. This isn't straightforward. Dante's instinct as a detective is screaming that Michael's explanation is thin. As actor Dominic Zamprogna has said, Dante is fully aware that Michael could have done this. The alibi involving an escort and a vague time frame is not solid. And Dante knows that no matter how much he wants to believe his brother, he cannot ignore what he sees and feels. He is watching his own world shift beneath him. But family loyalty does not let him walk away either. Dante is torn. He wants to protect Michael. He always has. But protecting him blindly may cost Dante his integrity, his career, his sense of self. Because if Michael did do this, if the crime is his to own, then Dante's defense becomes complicity by proxy. And that realization is crushing. We see Dante wrestling. He talks with colleagues. He talks with his father, Sonny Corinthos. He talks with his mother, Olivia Falconeri. He wrestles with his conscience. There are those moments in the precinct, behind closed doors, where Dante leans back in his chair, staring at the case file, the photo of the ghost of Michael's past mistakes, the shell shock of family betrayal in his mind. What he suspects, what he fears, what he hopes, all colliding. Michael, on his side, is playing a dangerous game. He knows Dante is questioning. He knows the cops are circling. His alibi is not just vulnerable, it's brittle. And he knows that if Dante starts linking pieces, then Michael's world begins to crack. Michael's history, the temper, the bad decisions, the connections to his father's world, they all come back to haunt him. Dante sees it. Dante remembers it. So he asks questions. He prods. He watches Michael's reaction. The key moment comes when Willow accuses Michael of planting the gun belonging to Edward Quartermain in her room. Dante hears Willow. He hears the accusation. But he also hears Michael's story. Michael claims a time frame. He claims innocence. He claims he was elsewhere. But Dante isn't buying it. As reported, Dante acknowledges Willow has no alibi, but even Michael's is shaky. On the one hand, Dante has evidence. On the other, he has his brother. And this is where the fine line becomes a tightrope. One misstep and Dante falls into betrayal of his duty or betrayal of his brother. He is caught. He is exposed. He is grinding against the moral gears of his life. Let's pause and reflect on the symbolism here. Dante is not just a detective on this case. He is family. He is protector. He is the son who chose the badge instead of the mob connection. He is the man who tried to define himself outside of Sonny's world. Now he must protect his brother, who is deeply enmeshed in the same disaster-laden family legacy. Dante's struggle isn't just professional, it's existential. If he fails his brother, he fails himself. If he turns a blind eye, he fails justice. In the precinct, colleagues notice a change in Dante. He's quieter, more haunted, less world-weary swagger, more cautious stare. Reports suggest he knows exactly what fans will comment on when they see his actions. He understands the layers of this on the street, in the digital chatter, on X and in soap forums. People are saying, Dante doesn't buy that Michael's convenient alibi. Meanwhile, Michael is doubling down. He's charismatic. He's confident. He knows Dante is his brother, the last person he wants against him. But he also knows Dante is backed into a corner. Michael plays the part of innocence with a practiced ease. He knows how to pull on Dante's protective instincts. He recalls past moments when Dante picked him up, saved him, got him out of trouble. He reminds Dante of their bond. And he banked on Dante's loyalty. But now the bank is cracked. And the question looms. What happens if Dante decides to turn cautiously? What happens if he ends up investigating Michael as a suspect? This is no longer hypothetical. We are heading there. Dante may cross the line from brother to investigator, from defender to interrogator. And that shift will ripple through the characters we know. Consider the ripple effects. Olivia sees her son racked with guilt. Sonny senses his world might collapse again. The Quartermaines whisper. The Tates and the Corinthoses and the Falconeries all brace for the fallout. In this soap universe, when one alibi crumbles, the house of cards trembles. In private scenes, we'll likely see Dante confronting Michael late at night, perhaps outside Michael's apartment, illuminated by the city lights, shadows cast across their faces. Dante might say, "Your story doesn't hold. The timeline doesn't match. The witness is weak. I'm your brother, but I'm also a detective. I can't ignore what I'm seeing." Michael might respond, "You're making me do this? After everything I've done for you." And Dante will know that the next step might cost them both more than they ever anticipated. From an audience perspective, this is compelling because it's not just about murder or alibi. It's about identity, about trust, about the duality of roles, brother versus cop, loyalty versus truth. Dante's internal monologue might be, "If I protect you, I betray my oath. If I expose you, I betray my love." And that inner conflict is the heart of the story. Psychologically, Michael's alibi is a defense mechanism. He knows how to present a face. He knows how to rationalize. But Dante can see the cracks, the hesitation, the overshoot, the desperation of someone trying too hard. Dante remembers Michael's past, the accidents, the rage, the ambition. And Dante wonders, is the man before him changed, or is this the same old Michael hiding behind a new story? Dante's choice may also force him to reflect on his own history. He took the badge to escape the family legacy of crime, of mob ties. He pledged to do right, no matter the cost. The irony now, his family under one banner of crime or accusation, forces him back into the fray. And the badge that once symbolized clarity now brings ambiguity. And here comes the tension in full view, the alibi. It sits there like a paper boat in a storm. It may float for a while, but the waves are rising. Michael claims he was with Jacinda. Dante doesn't buy it. The escort story is thin. The timeline is questionable. The only witness is paid. The evidence may point elsewhere. And when Dante starts assembling the timeline, he sees that Michael's version and the facts don't align. Dante hears the whispers, the witness leaks, the hidden texts. He pieces it together. He realizes the alibi might be fabrication. And that realization changes everything. Michael's reaction, however, will not be calm. He will sense Dante's distance. He will feel the pull of judgment. He will try to reel Dante back in. He will remind him of all they've shared. The childhood, the haunted memories, the father's world, the constant firefights in their lives. But Dante will not respond the same way he used to. He will carry the weight of responsibility now. He will remember what he stands for. In the next episodes, we will see Dante gathering evidence, perhaps confronting Willow again, asking sharper questions of Michael's alibi witness. He will probably cross the line from cautious protector to active investigator. And that transition will echo in his interactions with Sonny and Olivia, perhaps even forcing a rift. Michael, in turn, must adapt. He might shift from defiance to charm, from denial to manipulation. He will likely leverage family loyalty, public perception, deflect blame. But as Dante closes in, Michael's options narrow. His past catches up. The shockwaves will spill over. Into social circles, into business dealings, into the criminal world. If Michael falls, many will fall with him. For Dante, the damage is not just external. The internal damage is potent. If he accuses his brother and is wrong, the family breaks. If he supports his brother and is wrong, his career and conscience break. He's got to act. He's got to decide which side he's on, not just officially, but emotionally. Imagine a scene. Dante returns home. He opens his door, the house quiet. The badge on the table. He stares at it. He looks at a photo of him and Michael as children. He holds his drink. He exhales. He knows the storm is coming. The next phone call will change everything. The next piece of evidence will push him one way or the other. And he might realize in that silent moment that he is already changed. Now think about Michael's moment of truth. If the walls start closing in, if Dante begins to question, if new evidence arrives, Michael might panic. He might lash out. He might minimize. He might double down. A man used to having power, used to being assisted by others, used to stepping over the line, will face an opponent he cannot easily control, his own brother. And what if the theme of alibi? In legal terms, an alibi is a defense, a shield of plausible innocence. In Michael's case, the alibi is a facade. And Dante sees through facades. He has always been the realist. He has always leaned toward facts rather than fantasy. Here, fact and fantasy collide. For Michael, the alibi is all that stands between him and exposure. For Dante, the alibi is the rope that might hang one of them. This story in Port Charles is a microcosm of larger truths. The bonds of blood versus the bonds of justice. The lure of loyalty versus the pull of accountability. The risk of believing in someone when they might not be worthy of belief. Dante's journey here is one of surrendering comfort, relinquishing certainty, and stepping into the unknown. What happens next is predictable only in its unpredictability. Dante might confront Michael in public, or he might wait until behind closed doors. Michael might try to frame someone else, plant evidence, hide witnesses. Dante might be forced to arrest his brother, or he might find a way to save him, legally, morally, right away. The ripple effects will hit the Falconaries, the Corinthoses, the Quartermaines. The ripple effects will reshape Dante's identity, Michael's future, and the entire canvas of the show. For us watching, the drama resonates because we've seen both characters grow. We know their history. We know what's at stake. And now the writers have placed them on diverging paths. Dante, once the steadfast son, becomes the questioning man. Michael, once the rebel, becomes the accused. The inversion of roles is what makes this compelling. We are witnessing the turning point. In the end, what Dante must ask himself is this: can I live with the answer, whatever it is? If Michael is innocent, Dante must rebuild trust. If Michael is guilty, Dante must accept that he might have to stand alone. And Michael must accept that no alibi can last forever, especially when the man who believes in you most starts thinking you might not deserve belief. There are no easy answers here. There's no clean ending yet. The alibi crumbles. The truth begins to surface. Dante walks the fine line. Michael's world teeters. And we, the audience, hold our breath. So as the next scenes unfold, keep your eyes on Dante's face. Notice the subtle shift in his posture. Patrol the pauses between his words. Listen to how Michael responds when pressed. Watch the shadows in the precinct interrogation room. The game is changing. The stakes are rising. And the two brothers are no longer running the same race. In this story of trust, betrayal, and identity, Dante is the question mark. Michael is the possible answer. The alibi is the spark. The investigation is the flame. And the outcome? That remains to be written. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.